What's up and welcome back to another video here on the MTG Arena YouTube channel. My name is Ashlizzlle and today we're going to have a look at Mono Black Aggro in Standard Best of 3. Now this decklist actually received many new cards from Edge of Eternities, and one of my favorite and also most powerful is the Sunset Saboteur, 2 mana 4/1 creature with menace and ward, discard a card, which is just ridiculously strong, incredible stats. But of course, many of these powerful black cards, greatness comes at a cost. So whenever this creature attacks, you put a 1/1 counter on target creature an opponent controls. Also, speaking of greatness coming at a cost, we're playing 3 copies of Dark Confidant in here as a source of card advantage. Now, the 1/1 counter to target creature an opponent controls hopefully is not that much of a downside in this deck list. Not only are we playing a lot of removal, because, I mean, we're a mono black deck list, that's just what you do. But also we are very aggressive. So hopefully the high amount of interaction plus pressure makes it so that the downside of the Saboteur doesn't hit you too much. So in this deck list, interaction that we're running is Bitter Triumph. You're probably familiar with that one. But also 2 new removal spells from Edge of Eternities. One of them being Tragic Trajectory. This is a 1-mana sorcery. Target creature gets -2/-2 until the end of turn. And then you have, if you have the Void trigger, so that creature gets -10/-10 till the end of turn instead if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped. So many ways to trigger Void in this deck list. Can include Warping, the Timeline color, which is a very powerful creature, 2 mana 2/2 with haste, and you may cast this card from your graveyard using its warp ability, with the warp cost being 1 black and pay 2 life. But also, like, through combat, like if you're swinging and a creature dies during combat, that is a way for you to get a Void trigger, or just like removing something before it happens. Like if I do Bitter Triumph and then I want to do Tragic Trajectory, you can do that as well. So these are kind of like ways that you can work with the card. We also play Archenemy's Charm in here. Perfect for a mono black deck list, as this card costs 3 black pips to cast. That's an instant speed card. You exile target creature or planeswalker. You return 1 or 2 target creature and or planeswalker cards from your graveyard to your hand, or you put 2 1/1 counters on target creature you control against lifelink until the end of turn. One of the things that I really enjoy about this deck is also our potential to gain life. Like, we have a lot of these cards that could cost us life. So Timeline colors like Warp cost making us pay 2 life. You play Dark Confidants. Seasoul is also a way for you to lose life. Simultaneously, you can also gain life with Seasoul if the card transforms, if you have less than half of your starting life total. But yeah, the life gain in here really is a way for you to balance that out. So Archenemy's Charm is a way to do that. We also play 2 copies of Karsi Revenant in here to gain life. But also we're playing the new Elegy Acolyte. This card does so much, and I am such a big fan of it. It's a 4 mana 4/4 creature with lifelink. That's already fantastic stats. And then whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you draw a card and you lose 1 life. So a really nice way of, gaining more cards alongside Dark Confidant. But also a Void trigger is also on this card. So at the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn or a spell was warped this turn, you create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. And this card can really just like basically steamroll if it's left in check. Not only is it card advantage, it's life gain, and it's flooding the battlefield with 2/2 robots, as long as like you remove something or you warp something or something dies during combat. Any of the ways to trigger to get the Void trigger. I've been so impressed by this card, and truly it is one of the staple cards in like most of my black decks that I'm playing right now, and also fits perfectly in this mono black aggro deck list. Even though it's a bit more like value based, I still really like it, and yeah, big fan. So more cards we're working with. Also Forsaken Miner. I think one of the cooler elements to this deck list is that there's quite a lot of resilience to your creatures dying. Both Forsaken Miner and the Timeline color can be brought out from the graveyard back to the battlefield. And Corpse of the Lost also works really nicely with the Forsaken Miner, as it is a skeleton. And Corpse of the Lost gives skeletons +1/+0 and haste. And also when the enchantment enters, you create a 2/2 black skeleton pirate creature token. But one of the more powerful things too about this enchantment is at the beginning of your end step, if you descend it this turn, you may pay 1 life, and if you do, return it this enchantment to its owner's hand. So that also puts a lot of pressure on your opponent. If you have like actual non-token creatures they have to remove, so something would descend if it hits the graveyard, being able to pick up and replay Corpse of the Lost is also a great way for you to make up for potential, card advantage that you're lacking, or the just general pressure onto your opponent. Corpse of the Lost is just one of these like staple cards in black aggressive deck list. And when it comes to the sideboard, pretty straightforward. We have some good hand interaction. So we have 3 copies of Duress and 3 copies of Intimidation Tactics. Use Duress when your opponent has many like non-creature cards. You can use Intimidation Tactics when you have creatures or artifacts. Graveyard Hate in the form of Leyline of the Void. A little bit of Enchantment Hate in the form of Feed the Swarm. Some more extra removal, because you can never have too much in this meta with Long Goodbye and Strategic Betrayal. A little bit more grind potential in the form of Gisa the Hellraiser, a spicy one-off. I'm also playing 2 copies of 0 Point Ballad, as I think the card can be pretty spicy against like Dimir or like lower to the ground creature deck list. So that's kind of what we're working with here. Very spicy. Let's dive right into the gameplay. And of course, thank you, Wotzi, for allowing me to make another video for you guys. And don't forget to like and subscribe to check out all the other fantastic videos that are on this channel. So let's dive right into the gameplay. All right, here we go. Unfortunately, we lost a coin flip, but the hand still looks pretty good. Let's keep it. I always love Cecil as a turn 1 play anyways. But Cecil is truly, like, the definition of this deck really is greatness at any cost. Because Cecil is one of those cards that's very similar. I have seen many players lose to their own Cecil in the past. Okay, so this is probably Orzhov Sacrifice. That's going to be a very interesting matchup. I'm gonna really have to find ways to break through. Voice of Victory definitely needs to go. Yeah, that card definitely needs to go. Let's see. I could get a Void trigger with Timeline Color. I think that is definitely worth doing here. Let's do it. So we got the Void trigger. Let's remove that. Obviously, cards like Sephiroth also very problematic. But Voice of Victory just does so much for that deck. Like, it curves nicely with Sir Vondam, Sephiroth, of course. Anything you need to like get a sacrifice going. What the opponent is playing, I'm a little jealous though. It's definitely one of my favorite decks to play in Standard right now. Alright, there's Sephiroth. It is what it is. It is what it is. You got a lot of work to do, Cecil. So, okay, we could do Saboteur and Miner. We could go Corpses, which is kind of like my preference here, because then a Forsaken Miner also gets haste. I almost feel we're getting to a point where I don't think we should attack with Cecil anymore. Especially if Cecil can block Sephiroth, then that is worth it. Yeah, that would be really worth it, yeah. Oh no. Sephiroth be nice. My own beloved is doing this to me. I can't believe it. Card is also... Sir Vondam is also so insanely good. This card is crazy. Alright. He's getting a little bit scary right now, I will say. I think we're actually just gonna do double Forsaken Miner and just swing with both of them. I guess I could also swing with the Skeleton Pirate. So kind of like the only good sacrifice target they have is that little insect, which puts Sir Vondam to 3. Then if they want to put Sir Vondam to 4, they would have to get rid of Sephiroth, which I think is worth it. So I think I'm just going to swing with these cards right here. We'll see how it plays out. I mean, they could also transform Sephiroth here. Like, it's just not good. Like, it's just not good. I'll never be able to break through that though. Yep. Also, the double Sanctuary is a little unfortunate here. The deck only plays 3 copies of Soulstone Sanctuary to kind of like avoid this. Okay. Nope. Nope. It's so over. Nope. Alright. We're just gonna get out of there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I should have helped by removal for Sephiroth. Who knows? We should have a lot more removal anyways. And I do think we have a pretty good sideboard here. So we'll see. Strategic Betrayal is a little bit weird though, because I mean, I like the fact that it exiles their graveyard, but we are going in with 3 Leyline of the Voids. I think also, can we ever have like too little interaction in this matchup? Probably not. I think they go too wide for Sunset Saboteur to be good. Because the menace can be really great if your opponent doesn't have a whole lot of creatures, but they just flood the battlefield really quickly. Really unfortunate, but I think it is correct to board out of that guy. 0 Point Ballad. That could be interesting, though. That could clean up some stuff. Clean up a lot of these, like, 1 or 2 toughness creatures. Then again, we also, like, hit our own board, right? But it may be worth it. Definitely something I want to do on the draw. I'm just thinking if I want to do it on the play as well. Maybe a spicy one-off. How about that? Would take out a Forsaken Miner. Okay. Hopefully this is going to be good enough. Hopefully it's going to be good enough, but I do definitely think they are favored in this matchup for sure. Many chump blockers, we don't have many ways to trample over, lots of life gain potential. Not our best matchup. But we're not giving up, of course. Here's Dark Confidant. Seam Rip, okay. Cyber cards found. Corpses! We'll also get to the Acolyte soon. That is actually a great way for us to get value out of the opponent's chump blocking, so hopefully that'll do something for us. Ooh, that's pretty good. We're looking at a spicy 0-point ballot here, though. But I think I'm just gonna go in with the Acolyte real quick. Either I draw a card or I make a robot. Let's see what happens. They know. They know, they know. What are you gonna give me? Okay. A robot it is. I don't mind that. X1 still looking really good here. Would I just shock that in? Alright. We're definitely gonna go 0-point ballot X1 here. They can sacrifice them all to the Umbracolor Zealot, which is a little awkward, but it's alright. No way around it, really. And then we're gonna go into corpses as well. More pressure. Yeah, like something like a Race the Past would be kind of awkward right now. I wish I had Leyline of the Void, but I don't. Definitely feels like a Raise the Past here, though. That's suspicious. I mean, it brings back 4 cards. That's pretty good value still. I hope they don't have it. Please, please. Okay. They just warped. Okay, no, that's fine. Yeah, we're definitely not. Just take 2. Ooh, Forsaken Miner is big draw here. Now, do we want to just cast this creature for 2, or do we want to warp it? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Okay, we're not going down without a fight. That's pretty important, right? I think on a draw, I kind of want another 0-point ballad. Maybe take out a timeline color here. Honestly, part of me is feeling Gisa. If we're taking more of a defensive like stance against them. Also could see a Feed the Swarm. Perhaps instead of a Bitter Triumph. Deals with the Seam Rips, deals with the Enduring Innocence like that. Even though ideally Enduring Innocence gets hit by the Arch Enemy Charm, but I am feeling Gisa. I don't know. High toughness creatures are good. Perhaps we take out a Bob. Because the deck's getting a little, you know... It's getting a little... Well, to be fair, I could also see cutting all the Bobs and playing some intimidation tactics. Because I feel like greatness at any cost, but also look at how much more like power I added here. It's like... It's a little suspicious, I think. I believe Bob is my friend, but also... Not that much, maybe. Just wonder if I want all 3 of them now. Just feel like we have so much interaction, like I said. It's never enough. Now we're gonna go like this. Let's do it. Let's go, let's go. Soulstone Sanctuary being a little bit of my enemy right now, but it's okay. It's only 3 of them. Only 3 out of 22. Okay, see, that's better. At least we're casting Charm on curve now. Thank you. We love math. That's, I was gonna say, that's sus. Good swing here. Probably just gonna hold back, I think. Well... No, let's swing. I'll hold the rest. I don't really feel like wasting my removal on the little rat that makes it 1-1 anyway. It's a little bit awkward. Voice of Victory. Definitely worthy of removing. I could go in with Charm. Obviously, whatever I remove now, I have to do it now because the opponent is I think I'll just beat a Swarm here. Oh man, I kind of need this Cecil to transform. Cecil, be nice. 13 life, here you go. Ooh, starting town showing its downside there for the opponent. Come in, play tapped. I wonder if this is my Leyline of the Void moment. I think it is. I'm surprised I didn't sacrifice a Link Breaker in response to it, but alright. Because they don't get the trigger anymore now. Looking like a pretty spicy Axis 2 here on 0-point ballot. I'm gonna take that. They could still sacrifice things to get Surveil triggers, but I think I like this. Alright, let's go. It was too much. Nice. We turned from Mono Black Aggro to Mono Black mid-range. But hey, transformative or whatever. Another coin flip lost, rip. Also a 1 mana. But I do have 4 castable cards. Oh no. The voices. The voices are telling me to keep this. I mean, if I rip a land, I can kind of just cast everything, and also Bob. Also known as Dark Confidant, for those of you not familiar with that name. I don't know. I don't know. 4 playable cards? I mean, come on, right? Okay, we're saved. Oof. We're saved. Sacred Foundry. Could be Mice, could be Boros Token Control. Which one is it? Jeskai Oculus? Cavern. Also another land. I celebrate those. Fear of Missing Out is a scary card. I could Warp and Tragic. I'm okay with that, I think. Oh yeah, I don't really know what my opponent's playing, so we're just gonna have to... It could also still be Naya Yuna. I mean, that's probably more likely with Cavernal Souls, to be fair. I do know that deck plays Cavern for, like, the Overlords and stuff. Yeah. Hey, we solved the puzzle. We figured it out. Go for a land. Yeah, I'm just gonna go into corpses. Just all the pressure we can get, right? They pay 2 there. I wonder why. Forsaken Miner with haste. Timeline Color with haste. Overlord. Okay. Well, you know, I'm still sticking with the aggressive game plan here. Go team. So this is really where Corpses shines, because I can just pick up the Corpses now, right? And then replay it. So if they get Yuna, I think we're good. We win. Like, I think that's probably the worst thing they do here. I don't know. We're okay, we're okay. Human. Was it Joshua? Joshua slaps, like I can't even lie. I love that card. Oh, it's Terra. Okay, okay. Also slaps. That should be GG's then. Or actually, we won short. I think we are. It's the life gain. Oh well. Bob, I wish you were a skeleton, but hey, you know. Any ways for us to have committed a crime we could bring back to Forsaken Miner with haste? That would have also done it. But it's okay. The pressure will take over eventually. Yup, yup. And we're also going to be able to put the corpses back into our hand again, which is okay. Right. You kind of can't do that, I fear. You kind of can't do that. We'll play Bob, and then we'll pick up the corpses here. This is just truly highlighting how powerful Corpus of the Lost can be. You force trades, and then you just pick it up and replay, get another skeleton. Ooh, Dredgers just for a land? Okay. Pretty sure they would have loved to put a creature there and gain 2 life as they were doing it. I think we got it. I think the worst they can do is Torch here. Or Seam Rip, also fine. Okay, Bob, thanks. Alright, Bob. Cool. Great example of the pressure that we can put on our opponents. But we are against Naya Yuna. Naya Yuna. I definitely want ley lines to shut down a graveyard. Strategic Betrayal can be really good against him too. Also has that Graveyard Exile attached to it. A Feed to Swarm, I mean, hates on the enchantments. I think instant speed interaction is pretty good too. I'm almost considering taking out Tragic Trajectory. Is if I have these. I have Bitter Triumphs and Charm still. Do we need Charm? First Charm clunky. I'll go lower on them. Yeah, we have to make room for our cards, since the Saboteur can be really good in this matchup too. I like Cecil's Death Touch though. Maybe an Elegy out here? Once again, a leyline matchup like Bob. Bob's in shambles. Bob's in shambles. I quite like intimidation tactics against him as well. But one of the risks that whenever you play an aggro deck and you go to sideboarding, one of the risks is always overboarding, right? Like, I think our strongest position in this matchup is being aggressive. Whereas, like, you saw against that Ortsolf deck earlier, being mid-range was something we could afford. I think if we go into the late game versus the Yuna deck, they're almost always going to win. So we don't want to lose our like aggression. We really don't want to do that. We really don't want to do that. So I think we do have to try and be as aggressive as we still can be. And like, I could take out more creatures and add intimidation tactics, but I think too much of what we're doing gets lost in that like plan. So let's keep this. Let's keep this. I guess actually, like in hindsight, maybe I could have just put in, or taken out Karsi Revenants and added like Bob back in a Tragic Trajectory, but we'll see. Death Touch is also just really good in this matchup though. It's kind of the thing. It's acceptable. It's acceptable, but I don't want to flood too much though here. We'll see. Strategic Betrayal is pretty great on FOMO. I think we take those. Even though I could also wait on more value. I could just Bitter Triumph. But I kind of really like Bitter Triumph, discard Forsaken Miner, and then you also get the crime trigger immediately. That is pretty nice. You bring it back out. Not that we don't mind, like, not that we really care too much about losing 3 life, but it's a cute little interaction. That's fine. I could warp Timeline Color, which allows me to hold Bitter Triumphs. Also makes it so that it can't really, Right. Right. Well, let's just put Forsaken Miner in play then. The removals here... I mean, so are we, by the way, so... Overlord would be a worst case scenario right now. Basic land, not too bad that. Okay, we need to get something powerful here. Ah, Cecil. I mean, Cecil's cute. An Elegy Acolyte be fantastic. Corpses. I'd be okay with all of those. Bob. Timeline Color. Another Sunset Saboteur. Or a Sunset Saboteur, sorry. Haven't seen one yet. It's me manifesting. I can just hold that land for now. Make a discard target. You know, with 2 Bitter Triumphs, I could get myself in a spot to, does that bring anything out? I don't think there's any targets for him. But I can still just interact with it. We'll just pay to 3. Get that Cecil flip at some point. Okay. Is this protection? Or is it a torch? Maybe it's torch. I don't know. We'll go Timeline Color. Actually, if I warp this, I get the Cecil flip. I kind of am tempted by that, not gonna lie. But if they have torch, maybe they're... Okay, that's fine. I think maybe they're interested in sacrificing Seam Rip so I don't get the Cecil flip, but they did not do that. Alright. Woo! Cecil! Woo! Do a flip! Okay. Nah, I'm in the same boat, kinda. I'm in the same boat, kinda. But I'm in a better spot because I have 2 creatures. They got 7 mana, we got 6, so... Yeah. No! Rip, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah, lands, am I right? Yikes. No. It's falling apart. Oh no. Okay, so I'm tempted to Bitter Triumph this because it brings back the Forsaken Miner, which puts, you know, a lethal threat on the battlefield. Alright, I'm just gonna do it. Screw it. Screw it. Now they top like a bomb, bet. No! Oh my god. This is sad, you know? Like, we really just found way too many lands, I'm afraid. Yeah, everything's just gonna die to the Overlord now. GG's. It be what it be. Magic can be a cruel game, you know? I don't know, maybe I can rip a Corpses off the top. It clutches it out. Oh, Timeline Color. Another land. No, that's alright. Didn't we keep a... No, that was the previous game. I was like, didn't we keep a 1-lander? No, that was game 1. Yeah, no words for that one, really. Unfortunate. Yeah, no, not ideal. Kind of a flop. Maybe I will put a Kisa in? Sure. If that game repeats itself again. That was really silly. What a silly game. I thought we had that. But never know the curveballs that Magic the Gathering throws your way, I guess. It's gotta be faster. Oh well, we still had out till the very last second, you know. A Corpses of the Lost of the top there would have done it. A Timeline Color of the top there would have done it. So that's cool that we have that was an option, but unfortunately we drew too many lands. But yeah, that's what it is. Should have never said the lands, am I right thing. A one-lander! But there is a Leyland of the Void in here. Also, you know, classic going from a full flood to being mana screwed. Am I right? Okay, so I have Color and Forsaken Mire I can play here, and of course the Leyline, which shuts down all their graveyard shenanigans. I think we try. You know, hopefully last game mimics itself and we hit some lands with the top, you know? Should be easy, right? Should be easy. We can go into Sunset Saboteur, into Corpse of the Lost. Yep, Land of the Top. Based on Flood from previous game. One time. Okay. Alright. That is not a land. Really has to be a land now or we're gonna fall pretty far behind, I think, but... Never back down, never give up. Land, come on, one time. I need to steal their Analyze to pull in. Land one time. Okay. Well, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, it's obviously it's a risk you take when you keep a one-lander, right? Like, it'd be part of the game. Okay, Saboteur. It's part of the game. We're pretty far behind. Yikes. Alright, if I block Fenrir, then I can Strategic Betrayal Yuna. Because I definitely don't have enough... Well, I mean, next turn I don't have to pay the war cost, I guess. I'll take 3. Do I just beta 3? Yeah. I fear nothing. At this point, we just have to, like, play to our best, turns. Land for corpses would be so nice. Avatar, Yikes. That makes... Okay. Right. We can rally. Strategic Betrayal, Sunset Saboteur, Ghost Phase. And also do corpses. Maybe I just set up corpses here, honestly. Surely they want to double block the Saboteur, right? No? Not even? Okay. Oh, man. Okay, nah, I don't think our 3 mana is going to be able to clutch this out. No, I don't think so. No, that's GG's. That's fine. You know, live by the mana screw, die by the mana screw, I guess. Alright, we really are out here in the 3rd game without winning the coin flip. It is what it is. Let's set Cecil up. Double corpses is nice, though. Deep Cavern, Bats, Orts off lands, maybe Orts off mid-range? Probably. A Timeline Color is quite nice here. Let's play it. Maybe like a Unholy Annex Demon shenanigans, perhaps. Sounds about right. Worse off bats? I mean, it could still be. It could still be. Mm-hmm. Corpses. I mean, I'm just gonna put everything on the battlefield and swing every time, I guess. They're at 10. The bats are like not really, they can't really block with the bats or they give me removal, which I'm sure they want to prevent at all costs. Oh, maybe it is life gain actually. Yeah, it is bats. Oh, okay, cool, cool. I respect it. Man, that Essence Chandler is gonna grow though. Ooh, life gain versus aggro. Don't love that too much. Don't love that too much at all. No. They robbed me of all my interaction too. Tough. I mean, they can transfer the counter from the Essence Chandler to another bat and they would just be chilling, I think. Dude, no way. I would have probably considered doing that, but... Block like any of my... Or, I don't know, I mean, you have to... Yeah, I mean, it depends, really. You could have had a big bat with life on it. Like a 4/4 bat. Maybe I can find a way through this. Still. This Essence Chandler... They go to 1? Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's why. Right. Life gain versus aggro. This is fine. And another land. Nope. Nope. Not happening, guys. Some unfortunate games here, that's for sure. I mean, 0 point balance cleans the bats up, but... I don't think that's what I'm doing here. Just regular removal can be good enough, I think. Feed the Swarms also, like all the interaction we can get, for sure. Death Touch is nice. Since the Saboteur feels too scary against them. Maybe Gisa. Alright, we have a lot of interaction. Hopefully the bats won't steal them this time around. Hopefully. Double bat was just... okay. Right. Remember last game we lost because we were stuck on 1 land? Yeah, I remember. I can't keep that. Be out of gas immediately. I love the determination of this Soulstone Sanctuary to keep showing up in my opening. Despite there being a super low chance for it to do so. It's fine. Alright, we're just gonna put an elegy to the bottom and hope for the best. Alright then. Forsaken Miner. Well, yeah, this is obviously not our greatest matchup. The life gain is tricky. The life gain's tricky. Get Cecil up in here. And there goes bat number 1. Okay, so how much removal do we have in the deck right now? We have 4 Tragic Trajectories, 3 Bitter Triumphs, so that makes 7. We have another Long Goodbye, that's 8. Strategic Betrayal, that's 9. Plus 3 Arch Enemy Charms. So we have 11 removal left in the deck. Surely we don't lose to a single Deep Cavern bat, right? Like we did last game. Well, 2 bats, I guess. RNG be nice. I mean... like 12 pieces of removal should be more than enough, man. More than enough. I was gonna swing at both of these. Or all of these. I don't even care, I don't think. if the either we draw a card, ideally we draw a card and we get a robot as well at the same time. I'm okay with that. If I can just remove the bat, then I can also remove the Essence Channeler. That would be so nice. Cecil. Nope. Come on, 11 pieces of removal. Where are they? Don't do me like this. They have starting town too, so they can just shove that Essence Channeler into the sky. Oh man, I mean, that is just really unfortunate. Wow. They also just randomly like throw this little sanctifier away. Come on, removal, man. Come on. The monkey paw curls, I guess. GG's. That was just played out horribly. That just played out horribly. It happens.